Hello, good people of the internet. Today we're playing Starground, which is a game which mixes Factorio-like automation base building along with dungeon crawling ARPG elements, and has progression in a rogue-like kind of way, which makes you progress in both ways slightly differently. Let's start a new game, and then I'll probably kick us back into the game which I was playing before. It is very early. We're talking like this is Alpha 6.2. I have been playing on 6.0, and great improvements have already been made, I would say, between one and the other. Anyway, you start off in this world, and you the reason why I mentioned that it's really early alpha is it kicks you off with a guide. There isn't a tutorial, just kind of general movement, WASD. You are left clicking to mine and you're right clicking to access things, and you have two things: your mining tool and your weapon, which is just a fist. Anyway, so your mining tool, you are hovering, clicking. That is copper. I always get it. No, that's iron. Iron is looks bronze to me, really. Looks more like what copper looks like when you finish with it, but this is copper, maybe with some oxidation on it, so that's fine. Anyway, you are clicking originally, and you're gathering resources. You can look at your inventory, and see that you've got that. And at some point, you're going to want to build something. So what you probably want to build first is a furnace, because to make the other things, such as crafters and collectors, you need ore, and to use ore, you're going to need furnaces. We're going to have a bit of a manual starter first, and in fact, to build a furnace, you need 10 stone. And don't worry, there is automation. The automation comes thick and fast. Well, maybe not thick. As I say, it's early access. Well, pre-alpha, even. So no, let's just put it down anywhere. This, I think, is just your return pod. Whenever you die in the dungeons, this is where you come back to, whether you fly off somewhere else. Okay, so this is a furnace. It takes fuel, which doesn't use itself until something's happening, and then you can stick your ore in, and it will automatically do that. Things which count as fuel include wood from trees, as you might expect. This black stuff in this stone is coal. That burns slightly better. And in fact, there is a way. I don't know, like, can you burn wood? What does wood give you? No, you can't burn wood. It doesn't let you do that. Anyway, we can get some, whilst that's doing ingoting. Oh, so what I'm looking for. It's a forward furnace, right? I don't know. Whilst we're smelting, there we go, maybe that's the word. Things, we can collect more ore along the way. I don't really know which things I should be aiming for. What are we trying to build? Let's try and build a crafter. Sure. So that's going to require some 5 of each. So we'll need a bit more coal. It isn't telling you what's in here because you can put something else in there, but then you put something else in and it will cut this short. Maybe that's something which needs to be worked out. We didn't need hundreds for that. You can shift click and it will move everything in there as well, which is handy. And in fact, that's enough to start building a crafter, so then we can stick a crafter down. Now, a crafter requires electricity, which means that we will have to either create a burner, which burns the same sort of wood and coal into electricity, and generates 20. This one says it generates 20. Supposedly the battery generates 909, but this is a new feature, so I don't think it actually generates. It's more that it stores excess power, and you can probably store up to amount, and then it will give you 909, up to 909, draining as much as you need. A treadmill is interesting. It's like a manual thing, and the Tesla core is what you need to distribute it, so it can't go straight from a burner facility. But let's go with a burner for now, which we can't build, so we need 10 stone bricks. So as well as using the furnace to make iron and copper ingots, use it with the stone. What I'm going to do as well is I'll show you the game which we were working through. We'll get that going, find some more stone. I think I need some more. And there are people, I think, who have already, you know, started speedrunning this game. I'm not that kind of person, so I'm just going to sit here and wait whilst things happen. We can still get some more materials. In fact, the better thing to get, I think, early on is actually the treadmill. But we have enough materials for... Well, if we get some iron, that's copper. And we burn the iron. Ah. Okay, so it did... Maybe it's the previous version where it had that bug. Treadmill, yeah. So we were getting that. So as an energy source, the way that it works is you run on it and do that. But it doesn't work unless you have a Tesla coil, maybe. Which then spreads, allows things to use it. So this is powering this. It's now connected to the network. And now if we run on this, you see it's creating little electricity things, and this would be powered, except we haven't actually told it what to do. So now that we have this crafter, we can make other things. And one of the maybe the more useful things is biofuel. So you click on biofuel and you can chuck in your wood. And now it's saying it's got no electricity because it's actually waiting to do something, and then we run our treadmill and it actually does it. The reason why I say it's useful early on is because you would need to you need to get to a point where you create more fuel than you're kind of expending. At least that's what I found in the one I played originally, but now there's been that balance update 6.2, maybe that's not the case. Anyway, so we're going to get some more wood, we're going to chuck all those in, and we're going to create this biofuel, which maybe it needs balancing itself, or maybe it has already been balanced, I'm not too sure. It seems to burn for a whole lot longer. So we can't remove that. It's fine. We'll take this out. And then, yeah, there's other things here. You can make gears, you can make copper wires and stuff. But really what you're trying to do, I suppose, is get to a place where you can automate. So the thing that you want is collectors, which requires iron ingots times 10 and 5 gears. So we can make the 5 gears, which require more iron itself. Iron, which we don't have. So iron is very important early on, in my opinion. I think iron is a bit more red than this kind of bronzy color. Maybe. Because of the rust. We're going for a rusted look on both. Rust being iron oxidization, obviously. Copper being that kind of greeny color when it is oxidized as well. That's right. If you give me time in a video, I'll start talking science for sure, probably. Or not. Whilst this is happening, let's chuck it in the furnace. Sure. It even knew what I wanted to do. So yeah, this is still running that through. I suppose we can steal some of those and start making some gears. Or has that stopped? Right. So we've passed the bar a few. We see how slowly that bar is moving, which is, you know, excellent as far as I'm concerned, but mainly balancing in the future, given it only takes 2 pieces of wood to do that, but I don't know. So we're going to run. We're going to put some gears there. Iron ingots. Chuck them in here so we can make some more gears. I think we needed 5, so this will make us 6 anyway. And then we'll maybe need to get some more iron for more ingots. We'll see. Yeah. How many we've got? 6, and we're going to get a couple more. So yeah, we need a couple more. A couple more. And we're going to chuck the iron ore. That's going to burn through there. And right, so now we have enough for a collector, which also requires electricity. So if we put it in the same range with that Tesla coil, it means we won't have to put another one of those down. Sure. it doesn't really matter where you put that first one. Now, it does require electricity, which means to get full automation, us running on the treadmill doesn't really help. And this is saying, right, okay, so I was a bit stupid. I was looking at the range of this thing rather than the range of this thing. So we do need a Tesla because I put it down slightly further away. You can delete buildings in a way. If you mine them, then you do damage them, and then I think you get back all the materials. Anyway, so you kind of have to run your treadmill. Before, in the previous version, you just ran a little bit and the bees would start because they're kind of doing their charging, but if you stop now, they seem to be stopping, which is kind of annoying. So they go and collect these materials for you. Okay, and with one, it's maybe not that helpful because then you have to like manually go over here and you kind of, you know, collect all these things. You can put those back in here. And you can say you want some biofuel, so, you know, you can do this. Which is all very well. But, you know, it's not going too quickly, so you're going to need more of these collectors. And also, this only covers this area, so you need another one to cover, like, all the area around here. And then what you're probably going to do is you're going to take a conveyor and... in fact, we want to get rid of that top one. Come along this way. Just as an example, and we don't actually have enough. It takes one bit of iron ingot to do that, and then you can create these movers which take it from someplace, and you can even set filters on this so it doesn't take all the things if you want to. And in fact, this is in the wrong place, isn't it? So as I say, not too difficult to redo what you've done. I say it's in the wrong place because we're going to use the mover. Right, well, let's get the bees going again. It may be quicker to not use the bees at this point, given that I only have the two. And you see it now outputs them on the conveyor. We're just going to pick these up from the conveyor and stick this in here so that we can finish this job. The mover requires iron ingots as well. And in fact, do we have enough? We do. So we can now start bringing these in, and that, because stone can go in here, it's now burning stone. In fact, we can have another mover on the output and stick it there, etc. You can have all the things connected. What are the other things you can build then? There's a shredder because apparently the game knows there's going to be garbage in the game. There's a chest to store items. And as I say, energy production. The more important things then are your tool bench and your star launcher and your researcher. And to look further at those things, let's jump forward in time at the other save, which I've called First Play. Anyway, this is, I mean, it says day 17, as I say. I wasn't trying to go quickly, and it was actually, the days have been slowed down. Anyway, so let's talk about a few things that I mentioned. There is this researcher thing, which basically is you have to give it resources and it will do the thing. The research you kind of choose through the research menu, which you press R for, and you can unlock various things. There's not too many things you can research at the moment, but the game, as I said earlier, is early access, and I expect more and more to be added. And for this, now they've got the base systems in place, so it'll just kind of grow and grow and grow, because the development is very active. So for example, you unlock the foundry, which means you can make steel, you can get a big chest, you can unlock solar panels and big batteries, all that stuff, and then you can just feed it in manually to this and it will do the research. You can see here that I have collectors in multiple places, so I have like one down here, up here, even one down here, and it all just feeds onto this one conveyor because I was, let's say it's my first one. They do handily wait for you, and then I have the central space. This is a craft which I've set to do biofuel, so when the wood comes past, we get some biofuel and stick it on the same line. And these, take it in as their power source. Luckily, it only fills up to 10. I have so many burners, I think because they... you can see I'm generating 88 and consuming 35. I think they've changed the balancing on some of that, so maybe don't actually need all these burners. Anyway, so this is the foundry, so that's changing iron and coal into steel. And this crafter's making cogs when I probably don't need cogs, and this one's making cogs and processors and whatever not. Even though I don't need them, and I've just chucked them into some things at the end here. So, you know, that's kind of the start of automation. The other things which you want to know about then are there is the tool bench, which allows you to fight, well, craft weapons. So you basically get pieces. So I think you probably saw in the previous menu in the crafter. If we select the crafter, there are the primitive hammers and primitive handles. You can space dash, which I haven't told you. And these things are not that good. One thing the dev really needs to do is make auto replacement in here happen, because instead you have to like shift click it out, and I don't have space for this. You have 3 components. You can just have the one component, and you know you can still use it. And so this has very low cooldown, but doesn't do much damage, so it isn't that helpful. You can, you know, why you wouldn't just don't put full handles on. Handle gives you reach, is why it's good. But the primitive handle is slower, so this is a new handle that we've got here. The primitive hammer does less damage, it adds knockback and more cooldown. So the more damage it does, the more cooldown it does, because it's going to be heavier to wield. So you can have like 2 like this, but you have to wait until it makes a little chink noise, dink, whatever it is. And so yeah, you could just run with one hammer, because that would be quicker in terms of your ability to swing it, but it's less effective. Anyway, having gone through the dungeons, I found these sword blades, which are much better and do way more damage. And you can come to the star launcher, which is where the dungeons are. And as far as I can work out, there's only one dungeon, or I've done something wrong. Anyway, you go into these dungeons, these things are going to attack you. Because I've got 2 sword blades here, though, I can just one-shot these things. It definitely wasn't this easy when I first played the dungeons in the previous build, and pretty much didn't make any progress until I found the sword blade, as you might expect. Anyway, there are these chests as well, which give you coins. I don't know. I've got way too many coins, really. Maybe, so this is a tree of wisdom. I don't know if there's something that I'm supposed to be doing here. He just gives wisdom. Maybe there's something I'm missing with this. You can even, you know, you want to, there's a whole room of resources here, so you can pick up loads of resources if you're that way inclined. You may even be able to put down a collector, but then, I don't know, why would you? You can dodge, but not through trees. And here's a chest with a long handle, some wood, some more wood, sword handle. Yeah, okay, I can't fit that in. So that's how I found the sword handle originally, which is really good. If the enemy hits you, you lose one of your life things. The 17 is the count on days, so that's nothing. I guess it's for people who want to speedrun. Anyway, there is in this dungeon somewhere a boss. To clear the room, you have to kill these things, these robots, but you don't have to clear the mushrooms. I don't know why. Mushrooms not that important. And there is a boss somewhere, but I'm just kind of walking around haphazardly. Anyway, they sometimes drop health. Is the boss anywhere nearby? I don't know. It's become a bit mazy and I can't find a map. So maybe I'll just demonstrate. There is like a big mushroom boss as well. Maybe that's a sign that this is the mushroom world. Mushroomtopia or something. I don't know. If we go somewhere and die on purpose, I will demonstrate what happens when you die. So we're just going to stand here and die. Should we kill this one? Just see if there's a boss anywhere nearby. Right, let's just die. Stand in the middle, get hit. you end up back at your base. You have all the things you had before. There's nothing, you're not losing anything when you're dropping at the moment. Because, yeah, more systems maybe will be added to this, I expect. And the way is that, you know, in some way they're supposed to play with each other. Like if you get bored of this, you can go back to do this, or yeah. Early access, I mean, super alpha, not even early access or something. If it's interesting to you, check it out, add it to your wish list. Key was kindly provided by the dev, who was streaming this on Twitch, I believe. So go check them out if you like watching people stream their game development on Twitch. And yeah, leave a like if you have liked this. Please subscribe if you wish to see more videos like this in the future. And I want to thank you for watching and hope you have a great day.